Hello and welcome to another video from the greatest channel on YouTube, and it's episode 69 of my FIFA 15 Burnley career mode, and it is the finale of everything, with only 3 games to go here in season 3 before we end this career mode and move on to a new game and a new career, whether that will be on FIFA 16 or PES. You already know that because this video will have been released after my channel update. So anyway, the 3 games we'll be playing in this episode are Aston Villa, Crystal Palace and Swansea. So 3, well-established teams in the Premier League. Obviously Villa got relegated, but this is the table as it stands, joint on points with Southampton. Now last season we finished 9th, which was obviously an improvement on 17th the season before, so it'd be nice to try and get 7th or at least 8th, just to sort of improve, show improvement from what we had last season. So really, it'd be nice if we could jump Southampton. Chelsea and Wigan are facing each other in the FA Cup final, so if Chelsea were to win that, then 7th place would put us into Europe, which was the goal in the first place in this, along with getting into the top 4. That hasn't quite materialised just due to my lack of gaming time on this game, really. Technically we could still actually get up to 5th place, but that would probably take a miracle, much like West Ham surviving would take a miracle there. And if Aston Villa to get something here, they would be relegated to West Ham. But this is the line I'm going with. Van Volswinkel trying to get him up to 15 goals. He's currently on 13. Arfield, Noble and Perez playing. Pasac and Carrick obviously in the middle, as always there. Bella and Reed growing towards the end of this career mode. So let's get into this game against Villa and try and get the win. Pass back there. Oh, big mistake there, and that was a real chance for Villa defensively, a mess there. And Villa got in there, and the first chance goes to them. And what a chance it was. I think it was in Zogby, or it was someone in there, and luckily it was just about saved. It's out wide to Arfield, ball into the box. Van Volswinkel, 14th goal of the season for Van Volswinkel, and surprisingly it's actually quite against the run of play here. We haven't really had much hope going forward in this game, but it's one good ball in by Arfield, and Van Volswinkel has won it in the air. And for once, a game that we've been dominated in is a game that we're winning here. We don't usually get dominated, but when we do, we always win. Oh, Bellerin, that's a lot better. Oh, Arfield's still going. Oh, it's off the post, and Arfield deserved a goal, really, there. Got the assist at the start, or at the end of the first half, and then almost had a goal there. Now it seems to be getting a teeny bit more open here. Oh, Van Volswinkel has won it here. Can he get away from Akore? Akore's lunged in and made a mistake. Oh, looked like a handball there. It might not matter because Van Volswinkel's almost there. It's all over the place and it's just about being cleared. Villa getting a lot more, making a lot more mistakes now. And we should have had another goal there. It should have at least been a handball before it as well by the looks of it, but oh well. But again, they do keep getting the ball. I keep giving it away very stupidly. Oh, it's bounced through and it's typically a goal. That was poor defensively from me. We sort of got blocked off there. And typically Villa get a goal back, and to be fair, they probably deserve it. They almost missed again hitting the post there, but it's not been a good display from me so far. And we really have thrown that away. Again. How typical. Giving the ball away again. I don't know what I'm playing at here. Tries to play it through here, and Van Volswinkel is in. He's pulled away from the defenders. And he scored. It is his 15th goal of the season, and Van Volswinkel has been a true success at this football club. What a way to get his 15th goal. It's a great ball from Noble, who's given him so many assists this season. And if only he could have fired a bit more, or if the players around him could have done as well as him in front of goal, then we may have been able to challenge for the league potentially, but fantastic finish, and it's his 15th, and he could go even better here. He could win the Golden Boot if he keeps scoring like this. And there it is, the full-time whistle, and it is all about Van Volswinkel in this final game. He may have let us down in a few occasions this season, but he has been firing them in. He is the man who has scored the most goals in a season for this club since I've taken over. Jurkovic was always the man in the first 2 seasons, but Van Volswinkel has stepped up this season. And can he potentially even reach 20? Can he get 5 in the next 2? We'll see. But yeah, Villa very woeful with their chances, but for once we actually took our chances and picked up the victory, which is typical when there's not really much on the line. Well guys, as you can see, we are still 8th in the table, but we do have a 2-point gap over Southampton now, who must have drew their last game. Everton have jumped us, but that's only because they've already played they've already got a game in hand on us. They've already played their game this weekend. So if we win this, we will be 2 points ahead. Potentially even we could seal 7th place here. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to get 6. So it looks like if we can just win these next 2 games, we should be in 7th comfortably, and it'll be a 2-position change from last season, which is pretty decent. Anyway, this is the lineup we're going with, same lineup as the last game. Didn't really see much needs to change. I'm leaving Jerome out just because he's on the transfer list. He's down. The arrow's going down. So he's just not exactly in the mood at the moment. So really it'll be Van Volswinkel and Jurkovic, the 2 main strikers we've really had in this career mode. Jerome's chipped in with a few goals, but he's never been the main man, much like Sordell was never the main man. And I guess Guidetti was at points as well, the main man, but we couldn't get him back. So Crystal Palace here, our final away game on this career mode. We've actually had quite a lot of fun away from home, probably more so than at home. And if we win this, we will have had exactly 46 wins and 46 losses in this career mode, which shows how damn inconsistent I am. But can we get that win in the first place? Let's find out. Bannon will whip it in. Needs to win that in the air, and oh, he's been mugged, and it's still it's gone in. That should not have gone in, but it has. And this is one of the problems I have with FIFA. Balassi gets a goal. That is once again not a great start in the game. We tried to get rid of it there, but we just couldn't do it. It was mugged, and then I don't know why no one has managed to block that. It's a P roller into the net, and Heaton again not having the greatest of games here already, and we're 1-0 down already. Oh, it's through. It's 2-0. Of course, it's 2-0. We cannot string 2 wins together. It is just this career mode in a nutshell. They've completely opened us up there, and of course, it's the man who's had unrest at his club. He's been played onside horrendously there by 2 of our defenders. And what a start to the game this has been. At least he's won it there, and he can play it over the top to Van Volswinkel, who's... Oh, it's a mistake by the defender. Van Volswinkel, he scored again. This man is on fire. And what a crazy start to the game we've had here. 20 minutes in, and there's already 3 goals. Van Volswinkel gets his 16th of the season. Just firing them, and keeper maybe should have done a bit better. Poor defensively, and this has potential to be a very high scoring game if it keeps going on like this. For Pete's sake, it's just like everything that I hate with this career mode just rolled into one in this game. It's a penalty, of course it's a penalty. It was a late challenge. He's just gone flying over. Looked like he could have broke his neck as well. And Stanshu to put Crystal Palace 3-1 up here. Can Heaton save it? No, he can't, because it's such a good penalty that even though he dived the right way, there was no way he was ever going to get to it. And that has probably killed the game in its tracks here, that penalty. We haven't had one in a while, but of course it has to come up in the final one, final episode, just to give me some memories. And there it is, the full-time whistle. To be fair, Palace deserved to win this. Our passing has been terrible in the last two games, I have to admit, but we've just tried to go more attacking, and that's worked in one sense but not in another. Really, the last two games have sort of showcased the best moments of this career mode and the worst moments of this career mode in this game, really, with the penalty, which I remember in Season 2 we had so many against us, and just poor keeping there, which really let us down. Again, they had more chances, but two of the goals didn't really feel like I could have done much, but as you can see there, we really didn't create much. Palace were just way too good defensively, but that's what happens when you concede an early goal, as I've done before. So anyway, let's move on to the final game. That might have cost us a chance to get seventh, but I guess we'll find out. Well, here we go, guys. The final game of this career mode ever. The 127th game in this career mode is ready to commence, away to Swansea. We've had some fun against Swansea. They were our second ever game. They were also our first game of the season in Season 2. We had very different results in those two games, losing the first, winning the second after Danny Ings scored one of his few rare goals for us. And as you can see with the table, it's still pretty much all in the balance. Southampton and Everton have overtaken us thanks to that slip up. Palace are now right up behind us, but Southampton and Everton do have Liverpool and Manchester United at home, so there is potential to jump them here if they slip up in those games. Crystal Palace also have Spurs, so you would doubt that they'd get anything out of that game, but this is FIFA. So 127th game, it is the very final game. This is the lineup we're going with. Marnie has come in, Jerome's also come in, despite what I said before. Only 3 players from the original lineup have stayed here so far. You've got Heaton in goal, obviously, who stayed the whole time. Ben Mee at left back, always the trusted player, grabbed us a few goals in his time. Dean Marnie's also come in because of Carrick's sort of on his last legs this season, really. And I thought I'd just give him a nice send-off. Marnie, who's been there the whole time, scored quite a few nice goals for us, specifically against Chelsea. I always like to score against them. And then we've obviously got Boyd and Ward on the bench. Kitely as well has been a factor. And Arthur, so we've still got a lot of leftovers from the old guard, but there's a lot of new players that have served us well. And let's get into this final game against Swansea. Good interception. Back to Bellerin. No ball. Pasalic straight the keeper. Chance here. Oh, it's gone all the way across from Van Volswinkel. And we couldn't quite finish it off there. It's positive though. Well, guys, it's been a very cagey first half. There's been a few chances for us. Swansea have had pretty much nothing. Southampton and Everton are both drawing at the moment, so it really is hanging in the balance as it stands. Both of those games are 1-1, and it's obviously 0-0 here, so come on, let's just get a goal and win this. Please, I want to win the last game, that would be nice. We did draw 0-0 earlier in the season though, so it could happen again. Good tackle for the moment. It's John Joe Shelvey. What a chance for Britain. It's the first proper chance Swansea have had all game, and it would have been typical of the game for it to have gone in there. And there it is, the full-time whistle, and how, well, what do you know? The final game of this whole career mode entered a 0-0. What were the chances? But it pretty much sums up the highs and the lows again of this career mode. The highs that I've always had a strong defence, especially in the last two seasons, maybe not the first season, but the last two seasons when I was able to stabilise was Reed and Ake there. It was very nice defensively, but we've really been let down by a lack of goals over the previous two seasons, especially this season as well. Which has pretty much just been summed up in this 0-0 draw. Look at how many chances. They had 0 shots on target. We had 5, but we couldn't quite convert it. We're interested to see if we've gained any places with that draw or not. So let's look. Well guys, this is the final league table, and sadly, because we couldn't quite find the winning goal in that game, we have ended up staying in 9th place. Southampton actually managed to beat Manchester United, which actually cost them the top 4. Man City sneaked in at the final moment, and Everton managed to just nick a point off their rivals Liverpool. Or was it? No, sorry, Everton drew with Man United and then Southampton beat Liverpool. So Southampton almost overtook Liverpool at the end there, but weren't quite close enough in the end. So sadly those last 2 results have slightly cost us a bit, otherwise we could have had, we potentially could have jumped Liverpool as well, but that's the way it goes, I guess. I mean, this last episode has summed everything up. We've won 1, we've lost 1, and we've drew 1, which seemed to happen a lot towards the end of the season. I think it was just kind of a sign of how inconsistent I've been on this game. I mean, this career mode has been fun. I mean, there's been obviously some frustrating moments. There's been some great wins as well, especially against Liverpool and Chelsea at points as well. Obviously, we've had a few bogey teams like Leicester. I remember that one game where we absolutely hammered them into oblivion. But at least they finally got relegated, and when they actually scored against us right at the end in that relegation scrap in Season 1. So there's been plenty of crazy moments, plenty of great goals, and great players for us as well. But obviously funds held us back a bit. I'd say that's one reason why we couldn't quite push on this season. Just along with me not playing the game as much. I mean, I've sort of the heydays of winning the league was Norwich and getting Portsmouth into the Europa League from League 2 have slightly gone, I think. But as I said, that's the way it goes, and obviously just we haven't quite had the players really to push us on forward. If we'd had a properly world-class striker, or even a decent striker that maybe Southampton or Everton had, or just the players behind really that was the problems. I mean, Arfield and Kitely had their great moments, but sometimes they really do get on your nerves, same as Jerome. But it's been a fun ride. I may do a montage of everything, sort of the greatest moments and the lowest points and all of that, sometime over the weekend, but I guess we'll see. So thank you for watching this whole career mode. If you have, then you really are a soldier. But anyway, thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.